This is Ram Man. I'm back and I'm talking about relationships like men. We love women like God made them beautiful creatures and all that. But man, y'all have to wake up. Like women, especially the women out here nowadays, how they been taught how they supposed to be towards men and how we in this financial money age, digital age, whatever you want to call it. But women are about money basically these days. They most of them won't love you for you, and you just have to accept that. Um, of course, every woman ain't the same, but a lot of times we see, I mean, you go on social media, you go on your TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and a lot of women are exactly the same. Like as far as the different stuff they do on their pages, how they portray themselves, like dressing half naked, basically doing sexual things on their pages, and it's allowed to go. I mean, no matter if they getting shamed or whatnot, they still are gonna do that. Cause I mean, it's out there in the open, and society basically don't care as far as like putting a stop to that. I mean, it's okay now. Like you just have to be aware and be, just be logical and think. Like as far as marriage, it's signing. I'm gonna say signing a marriage contract. That's a no-go. Men, y'all do not need to do that. Not at all. Like relationship, I mean, you could get into a relationship, but expect this. If you don't tell that woman up front that you're not monogamous, she gonna expect you to be monogamous. So before you even talk with that woman about getting into a relationship, you need to let her know you're not monogamous. And then from there, if she still want to be with you, then you can get with her like that. And then another thing too, we have these short-term relationships, we have long-term relationships. And to be frankly and honest, like the short-term relationships where, okay, a man, he get with a woman or he get with women, and they have a short-term relationship, and he got his own place, she got her own place. That works out very good. That's like having a concubine. Basically, y'all, she work, you work, and y'all get together when y'all can get together and have a good time. Now, those are some of the best relationships you can basically have, in my opinion. Of course, especially if you ain't got no kids and she ain't got no kids. Vice versa. If you have kids and she got kids, I mean, y'all can work it out to a way. If you got kids, you can maybe have a night or a day where they stay with their grandmother or or aunt, and she could do the same thing with her kids, and y'all get together like that. Or if y'all decide to want to have y'all kids get together and play and hang out while y'all hang out too, I mean, that also. But if y'all, you want to get intimate, you want to be clapping cheeks and all that type of stuff, you're going to have your kids go, over to your mother's house or father's house or whoever's house, y'all trustworthy of having y'all kids with. And yeah, those type of relationships, they work very well. Like, it might end someday, and you have to, really be logical and just go with the flow, basically. And if it ends, say, I'm talking about on the man side. If it ends, then it ends. Then you just can look at the positive things you got out of it, versus the negative things. Because any type of relationship not gonna be perfect. It's gonna have its positive and it's gonna have its negative. you know, in my experience, I done experienced a lot of just short-term relationships, you know, very good, you know. It have been way, way more positive than negative. But a lot of times, it's like this too. A lot of women lead the men. A lot of times, us men don't lead women like that. So, it happens that way a lot. Like, you just have to be mindful and just be upfront and just be logical and think before you get into those situations. And yeah, in this, if you got your passport, you can get out of the United States and go overseas and look for, you know, look for women to get with short term or long term. If you stay in that country, you know, or go back to that country often throughout the year, you can set up something with a woman and be with her, and y'all can have a relationship like that. I mean, of course, you know, it takes a lot to really be committed like that. But in our society, the society don't look at sex equals marriage like that. And then, like I say, you're not gonna find a virgin. Like I say, unless you find out what the age of consent is and you go about it that way, you can find a virgin. Then, even here in the United States, if you go by, you look up the laws of the age of consent of a girl in whatever state, and you know, you get, if you get her parents' approval, which, especially in the United States, that 9 times out of 10 not gonna happen now, the way society looks at things. But if you go to another country, you as an American, especially you go like South America, Central America, your chances goes up way, way further, way further. So I want to tell you, man, especially you have your passport and you got the money to go overseas, definitely, I advise you definitely go overseas and get out of the United States. Definitely, like, you know, just for, I mean, for other things too, but on this subject, I'm just talking about relationships. So, yes, and this is Rain Man, and I'm out.